Imagine screaming as loud as you can and hearing absolutely nothing. That sounds impossible. But somewhere in our solar system, your voice wouldn't even exist. And that's only the beginning. If you were born on Mercury, you wouldn't look or sound anything like a human on Earth. Mercury sits closest to the sun, yet it isn't the hottest planet. Daytime reaches a blistering 427 degrees Celsius, while nighttime crashes below minus 170 degrees Celsius, and those freezing nights last for months. But here's the strange part. Temperature isn't the biggest problem. The real enemy is silence. Mercury barely has an atmosphere. It's wrapped in an incredibly thin exosphere, so thin that sound waves have almost nothing to travel through. Even if you evolved to survive the brutal temperatures and breathe without oxygen, your scream would never leave your mouth. No echo, no whisper, nothing. But that's not even the craziest part. There is one sound you might hear. If you pressed your ear against the rocky surface during a powerful Mercury quake, you'd feel deep vibrations rumbling through the planet itself. It would sound like the world was growling beneath your feet. And that's when everything changed. Now compare that to Venus. Venus doesn't steal your voice, it completely transforms it. Wrapped in an atmosphere 90 times denser than Earth's, every word would become a deep, booming growl. You'd probably be shorter, stronger, and built to survive crushing pressure. Your voice would sound enormous, even if you weren't. But no one saw what happened next. What happens next changes everything, because the planet isn't changing your voice. It's changing the way sound itself behaves. Your ears evolved over millions of years to hear Earth's atmosphere. Tiny bones amplify vibrations. Fluid inside your inner ear translates them into electrical signals your brain understands. But here's the strange part. None of that was designed for Venus. Sound races through Venus faster than it does on Earth, while the crushing atmosphere boosts low frequencies. Every conversation would sound like thunder rolling across the sky. Lightning itself would rumble with terrifying bass. Your eardrums would need to be thicker. Your hearing would evolve to detect lower tones. Otherwise, you'd be overwhelmed every second. But that's not even the biggest surprise. Mars flips everything upside down. Gravity is weaker, so you'd likely evolve taller and leaner. But despite having an atmosphere, it's still too thin to carry sound properly. You could scream directly at someone standing only a few meters away, and they'd barely hear you. Even stranger, the freezing temperatures slow the speed of sound. Your voice becomes quieter, deeper, and strangely muffled, almost like speaking through a thick wall. Every sentence feels swallowed before it reaches another person. And that's when everything changed. You'd think the giant planets would make your voice even deeper. But that's exactly where almost everyone gets it wrong. The biggest planets in the solar system don't give you the deepest voice. They give you the highest one imaginable. Jupiter's atmosphere is packed with hydrogen and helium, making sound travel nearly 3 times faster than on Earth. But here's the strange part. Instead of sounding powerful, your voice would become unbelievably squeaky. Imagine a tiny chipmunk shouting into one of the loudest storms ever created. Jupiter's endless lightning and monstrous turbulence would drown you out before anyone heard a single word. But that's not even the craziest part. Saturn behaves much the same. Massive jet streams race around the planet while your high-pitched voice cuts through the light atmosphere. Then come Uranus and Neptune, where the temperatures plunge below anything humans have ever experienced. Uranus fills the air with the smell of rotten eggs thanks to hydrogen sulfide, while Neptune unleashes winds faster than 2,400 kilometers per hour. Your squeaky voice could travel surprisingly far, yet the planet's constant roar would erase it instantly. Every giant world turns you into a tiny voice trapped inside a colossal storm. And that's when everything changed. Across our solar system, Mercury erases your voice, Venus transforms it into thunder, Mars reduces it to a whisper, and the gas giants turn you into a screaming chipmunk lost in endless hurricanes. So here's the question that refuses to go away. If your voice changed every time the world around you changed, how much of who you are actually belongs to you? And how much belongs to the planet you call home?